Hello, friends. This is Sam Chaney reporting for Weaponized News. Today's December 22nd, 2025. Thank you for joining us on this Monday edition of Weaponized News. We have Simon on the line with us today, so I'm not going to take very long in the intros here. Let me blast through. We have professional wrestler at the White House, Triple H. So they're literally telling us it's professional wrestling. All-time record high prices for gold and silver. We're going to go over that. More fallout from the Epstein debacle, from the redacted files. Bill Clinton is now calling for a release of the files. We got this undercover story of 315,000 Georgia votes lacked certifying signatures in the 2020 election, and still nothing happens. Who cares, right? ICE is offering, or ICE and Department of Homeland Security are now offering illegal aliens $3,000, a free trip home, and $3,000 to self-deport. We got that. More ICE news, illegal immigration news. We got new numbers from the government on that. We've got the seizure of these Venezuelan oil tankers, essentially tied to China. And so that's really pissing off China, as America's now doing the naval blockade as ordered by President Trump. What is going to happen? Are we going to see boots on the ground in Venezuela as tensions there continue to escalate? What's going on in Russia, Ukraine? Can we get a peace deal this Christmas? It's not looking too good there. They whacked a Russian general here now with a car bomb in Moscow. Somebody whacked him. I'm sure it was Putin that whacked his own general. As per usual, we'll take another look at this smart city technocracy plan from Jared Kushner and old Witkoff, the envoys there to Gaza, Project Sunrise, and a whole lot more geopolitical news. The Aardvark land genocide continues. You got Huckabee running his mouth. You got Lindsey Graham over there running his mouth, and they're pounding the drums of war once again to go ahead and attack Iran. And so it's just never-ending bloodlust here now from these genocidal maniacs calling themselves government. And with that, let me get to this day in history quickly. Simon should appreciate this one. On this day of December 22nd, going back to the year 1666, right? The French Academy of Sciences is founded by Louis XIV and John Baptiste Colbert. It meets the first time in the King's Library there in France in 1666 on this day, and moving science forward for all mankind, of course. In 1731 on this day, the Dutch people revolt against government tax on meat. I don't know, have you seen the price of ground beef here? And that's the poor man's meat, right? We're getting closer to maybe we could have a tax revolt over meat here in America, because not much seems to get people riled up except for faux patriotism, celebrities, and psyops. That seems to be the only thing that interests the American mind these days, and not actual reality. Maybe it is safer or more comfortable to live in this alternative reality dream world where Big Brother Daddy Trump is going to save us all, even though that's very far cry from reality. Continuing here in the year 1807, on this day, the U.S. Congress passes the Embargo Act, and then President Thomas Jefferson signs into law prohibiting American ships from trading in foreign ports during the Napoleonic Wars between France and Britain. In 1882, on this day, the first string of Christmas lights is created by Thomas Edison. In 1973, on this day, and I even know this was a thing because I'm not that old, but apparently the government tells you when it's time to end the mourning. So on not the mourning, the grieving of the loss of JFK. So the official 30-day mourning period for JFK after he was assassinated by the government ended today. So we had 30 days of mourning there in 1963 for the dead President JFK. In 1964, on this day, American comedian Lenny Bruce is convicted of obscenity to show, I mean, this illustrates the obscenity of it all. 1 year earlier, the president, JFK, was assassinated by the government, by intelligence agencies, whatever you want to say, the powers that be. The next year, Lenny Bruce convicted of obscenity, a comedian. And that goes back to the old Apocalypse Now clip that we play, where they're perfectly fine firebombing children, but God forbid you put a curse word on your plane that's doing that. The utter hypocrisy here now that we've come to know and love in America. In 1974, on this day, the IRA bombs Edward Heath. Provisional Irish Republican Army bomb home of former UK Prime Minister Edward Heath just before announcing Christmas ceasefire. No one was injured there. In 1988, on this day, two robbers wearing police uniforms robbed an armored truck of $3 million in New Jersey. Quite a heist. In 1989, on this day, after 23 years of dictatorial rule, Romania oust communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu from power. The Romanian Revolution, essentially. Maybe some American leaders could look there, but I guess we don't have it bad enough here yet about what happens to tyrannical leaders when people finally get fed up enough of the tyranny and revolt. The site that we use here now for your mainstream history on this day, in the year 2000, on this day, launched as historyorb.com, now onthisday.com. In 2010, on this day, don't ask, don't tell. Your favorite half-white president, Barry Soetoro, Barack Hussein Obama, repealed the don't ask, don't tell policy, a 17-year policy banning gay, lesbian, and bisexual people from openly serving in the military. I kind of like that. I like the open, come out of the closet, no blackmail, whatever you do. I kind of like it, honestly. Better than in the closet, we blackmail you, we shame you, all this nonsense. Just don't mess with the kids, man. And then also on this day, just 3 years ago, in 2022, American life expectancy is now at the lowest in nearly 2 decades, 76.4 years, according to a new report out of the CDC. Biggest factors in the fall of life expectancy, of course, the bats and drug overdoses, the CDC tells us, leaving miracles out of the equation altogether, as it should be, because we deny reality here as we're living in a dream world here in America. The majority out there, very sad to report. Okay, we blasted through. Let's bring on Simon. Here is the segue to Simon. Well, first, we're going to play the Pixies for Simon, but first let me do, let's see, I don't know how long this clip is. Yeah, let's play a little bit of professional wrestling. They're telling you here now with professional wrestler Triple H at the White House. I just want to play this short clip to show you the absurdity of it all, and they throw it in our face.
All right, we are outside of the White House, waiting just to go into the Oval Office to meet with the president. People asking, what do you do during the holidays to stay in shape, to get stronger, to be healthy? The thing is, I think if you're just trying to figure that out, enjoy your holidays. Enjoy the holiday season. Take time, spend it with your families, do whatever it is to make you have a good time. But do something active. It can be simple.
What I would recommend is not.
That's true from Triple H. Go for a walk, basic stuff, right? But and probably lay off steroids. I don't know. Just saying. Okay, here's the Pixies. Segue to Simon. And we're going to get into all this news for you. Simon, how are you doing this Monday before Christmas?
I'm doing very well, Sam. Your audio is a little bit crackly, so I don't know if it's dropping on your shirt or something, maybe.
No, I noticed yours is crackly as well. Maybe we'll have to work through it. Hopefully, everybody's audio is okay. So, what do you make of the we got Epstein and all the perpetrators there, Simon?
Sorry, you completely broke up there. Ask that question again, please.
Oh, I said on Friday we got all the Epstein perpetrators now. Trump has drained the swamp, and we got all the bad guys.
Yeah, so we got 10% of the file outstanding, supposedly, approximately, allegedly. And of those, they were 90% redacted. So we did actually get a 1% release to protect the 1%ers.
Wow.
Had Trump's name in them and Trump's picture. They then deleted those, released them.
But that's fine, right? It's protecting the innocent victims. Bill Clinton is now demanding for the release of the Epstein files here now. He put out a memo. The spokesman for President Bill Clinton is now calling for a full release of the Epstein files.
No, you go.
How's the audio on your end there, Simon?
I've lost you audio, Sam.
I've lost you audio, Sam. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, we lost Simon. He's like on the other side of the world, so that's why we sometimes have these, and we're doing the special showtime today. Here is the press release today from Bill Clinton spokesman, woman, who even knows at this point. The Epstein Files Transparency Act imposes a clear legal duty on U.S. Department of Justice to produce the full and complete record the public demands and deserves. However, what the Department of Justice has released so far and the manner in which it did so makes one thing clear: someone or something is being protected. We do not know whom, what, or why, but we do know this: we need no such protection. Pretty bold there by Bill Clinton. Simon, are you back here?
Yeah,
With us?
it's pretty incredible when rapist Bill Clinton is calling for the release of the files. But, we're just going to have to wait to see what Congress does. That's amazingly who the American people are relying upon, unfortunately. See whether or not they're actually going to go ahead with contempt.
Yeah, so Ball. Go ahead.
Impeachment.
Yeah, they're talking. Ro Khanna and Massey, who authored the bill, the Epstein transparency file release, whatever the heck the name was, that Trump signed into law, called them out immediately that they did not comply with the letter of the law or the spirit of the law, for that matter. Okay, where are we at here? Simon, did you get a chance over the weekend to catch this AmFest in Arizona? Any of that? With all a bunch of big Republicans at it? No? Having audio issues. Let me play you a clip here now from Nicki Minaj, as I try not to follow the old AmFest too much. Of course, it was Turning Point USA, and they're trying to figure out what to do, who's going to be the leadership. And it seems like American conservatives, anytime a celebrity says one thing that they may agree with, they all jump on that bandwagon. But it looks like old Nicki Minaj is now on the America First Trump bandwagon. Let's hear. The White House posted this clip. Oh, we got Simon back. Hopefully we have a good connection. Last few weeks we got a good connection, but today not so much. Are you back there with us, Simon?
I am, Simon. I'm still getting a lot of crack on you, unfortunately. It's interesting. Today's the first day, having been in Europe for some weeks now.
Yeah.
Age verification is not linked.
Maybe. Simon, I was asking before you went dead there, did you get a chance to see any of this AmFest fiasco going on over the weekend? This big Turning Point USA rally over there in Arizona, and all the characters that showed up there. Well, let's play a clip of Nicki Minaj. This was reposted by the White House. So essentially, they're working directly with the government.
I have the utmost respect and admiration for our president. He has, I don't know if he even knows this, but he's given so many people hope that there's a chance to beat the bad guys and to win and to do it with your head held high.
Is this not hilarious on the heels of the redacted files
I've got
released?
no audio from you at all now, Sam.
No audio? I can hear you, Simon. Go ahead. Keep it rolling. I don't know what's the connection problem. Something to do with our Restream software, probably. And then here is Charlie Kirk saying that Nicki Minaj isn't a good role model for young black girls. I wonder what Charlie Kirk would have thought of all this. Well, he would have embraced the celebrity of Nicki Minaj, I'm sure. But here was his previous thoughts about Nicki and Cardi B and that whole, pop music, hip hop, whatever you want to call it, celebrity deal going on.
Minaj, Cardi B.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing dads to leave the home.
Hold on a second. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
Well, apparently, Turning Point USA feels differently now.
No connection.
There you go. Are you here now, Simon?
I can't hear.
Can't hear me? Man, that's frustrating. It's frustrating. Okay, let's continue here. I see my audio is good. And it looks like you're good, but you fade in and out. I don't know. Okay. What do we got here? Apologies, audience, but we're working with what we got here. Gold and silver prices soar to highs, all-time highs here. We're looking at, do we have a connection now, Simon? Can you hear me?
Sam, I'm afraid I have no audio from. I'm not sure if you.
I hear you. I can hear you. Yeah. So all-time highs there as gold has gone over 4,400 an ounce, all-time record high, and silver has gone. I saw it. I think it hit $69, then went down a little bit to hovering around 68. As crypto, let me take a look at my little ticker here quickly, and give you the price as of right now, real time. Yeah, silver above $69.04. Looks like it closed here in America today. It'll pick up once other world markets start trading again. And gold closed today at $4,430.97. Bitcoin still down at 88,327. So overall this year, crypto was down big, like over 100%, as the precious metals. And what was the percentage increase here for the year? percentage increase for the past year as of today for 1 ounce of silver bullion, 134% increase in the price there year over year to date. Very impressive run for silver. Are you back there now with us, Simon?
I hope so. I'm sorry. Restream is constantly giving me problems saying the repeat error. So it's very frustrating. The silver run is absolutely amazing. It's just $70. But the real big jump of the day is platinum. See, platinum is up 7.25% on the day. 7%.
That's a big move indeed. So, yeah, I don't know how this broadcast is going to go with Simon because we're having extreme difficult connection issues.
Did you hear me, Sam? I said that the big move is platinum. Platinum is up 7% on the day.
That is a big move indeed. And it was extremely undervalued as well. So maybe it's just catching back up to where it actually should be. I don't know if you saw this story, Simon, but out of the Wall Street Journal, more than 50 U.S. lawmakers are retiring next year. And I remember we were reporting here and there about them making announcements, but more than 50. So they're going to get off the government grift and try to, I'm sure it'll be a revolving door. They'll go work for some private company that got a government contract that somehow, some way is helping the people as per usual. But yeah, quite a few. And many are out there predicting now that the Republicans will lose the House of Representatives here in 2026. And then we can look forward to another 2 years of Trump impeachments. Isn't it going to be wonderful? As we're caught up in all that political drama, political theater, professional wrestling, and they continue to steal as much as they possibly can for us, head first into this great reset. This story allegedly underreported. The Washington Stand, this out of the Washington Stand, I never even heard of these guys, but I have seen this story reported other places. As we wait for Simon to come back online here with us. 315,000 Georgia votes lacked certifying signatures in 2020 election, records show. Simon, are you back with us now?
I can hear you, Sam, but I'm not seeing any picture at all. The connection is just falling tonight.
Okay, well, at least you can hear me. Did you see this story about 315,000 Georgia votes lack certifying signatures? It's coming out now.
The most significant thing is the margin for Biden in June 2020 was only about 11,000 votes.
So this would have pushed Trump over the top clearly in Fulton County in the 2020 election. And everybody just shrugs their shoulders, I guess, at this point. Kind of a big deal there. If you thought we had integrity in our elections, some people still think that.
Well, at least you'll still have, now in Britain, they're supposed to have the local nationwide in May 2026. And the Labour government is trying to roll that for at least 1 year. In some cases, that's an additional year on elections that should have happened last year, because they're currently polling fourth, and they're looking at a total wipeout in the local government election. So in order to protect democracy, they're trying to do elections.
We should do that too here. I see Trump's numbers. If you believe the polling, he's like down in the mid to low 30s. So we should just suspend all elections here until he can improve his polling numbers, right? And then scream democracy at everybody. That seems to be the way. Maybe we can follow Big Brother UK's model. of election integrity and not even have elections anymore. That could be a good idea. Could be a good idea. Okay, we're at the 25-minute mark. Let's go ahead and take our musical interlude, and hopefully we can get a better connection.
And Sam, maybe while that's playing, you can choose the T-shirt of the week.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good idea. Here is Tom Paxton, The Essential, The Willing Conscript, from the album The Essential. As reported last week, with the signing of the NDAA, those 18 and older are automatically registered for selective service. The draft here in America, thankfully, we're giving over $1 trillion to the black hole that's known as the Pentagon and signing up our youth to go off and fight in foreign wars.
Oh, Sergeant, I'm a drafty and I've just arrived in camp. I've come to wear the uniform and join the martial tramp. And I want to do my duty, but one thing I do implore: you must give me lessons, Sergeant, for I've never killed before. To do my job obediently is all that I desire. To learn my weapon thoroughly and how to aim and fire. To learn to kill the enemy and then to slaughter more. Oh, I'll need instruction, Sergeant, for I've never killed before. Now there are rumors in the camp about our enemy. They say that when you see him, he looks just like you and me. But you deny it, Sergeant, and you are a man of war. So you must give me lessons, for I've never killed before. Now there are several lessons that I haven't mastered yet. I haven't got the hang of how to use the bayonet. If he doesn't die at once, am I to stick him with it more? Oh, I hope you will be patient, for I've never killed before. And the hand grenade is something that I just don't understand. You've got to throw it quickly or you're apt to lose your hand. Does it blow a man to pieces with its wicked muffled roar? Oh, I've got so much to learn because I've never killed before. Well, I want to thank you, Sergeant, for the help you've been to me. You've taught me how to kill and how to hate the enemy. And I know that I'll be ready when they march me off to war. And I know that it won't matter that I've never killed before. I know that it won't matter that I've never killed before.
All right, Simon, we're back here with let's plug this classic as we're looking to, well, Lindsey Graham is looking to give a bunch more money to Aardvark Land as he's meeting over there with them. And so here is go to weaponizednews.com store and get yourself this property is protected by a highly trained aardvark, not responsible for injury or death, inspired by Simon here, and the classic Weaponized News logo on the back and the front there to backhandedly celebrate the genocide going on in Gaza there, Simon. Very sad situation.
So it should be pointed out that we have a conscription theme of our songs tonight, and that's the first one of three from Tom Paxton. And the reason for that is because the British Defence Minister just today has declared, despite the entreaties of the head of the military for the sons and daughters of Britain to be prepared to fight against the Russians that occurred just in the last couple of days. It's got a huge amount of pushback because that guy has never seen any combat whatsoever in the last 40 years. All of his medals are kind of like jubilee celebrations of the previous queen, and a long service medal as well for doing 10 years without being thrown in the stockade. But in France and Germany, they are now reintroducing conscription to a limited extent, but with the potential to massively increase it without further legislation should the need arise imminently. So conscription is the theme of the evening.
Seems we're all. It seems like the majority of the West here is now preparing for a major war, with preparing the youth to go ahead and get conscripted. It's not looking good for peace here now. On to illegal immigration here now, back in America. Simon, here's a meme of the day from ICE. ICE Air, and of course they have Santa's reindeer pulling ICE Air, deporting illegals allegedly. Here now, meme of the day from them. And these are when did they put this out? Yesterday. So they're giving us conflicting numbers, but these numbers they say are as of December 10th. And then we'll give you some new numbers. This is a graphic, of course, on the War Channel, Fox News. Deportations under Trump administration. And they cite the Department of Homeland Security here, December 10th numbers. They say 605,000 illegals deported and 1.9 self-deported voluntarily. Simon?
But the problem is that they've essentially promised to do 30,000 a day, and they're nowhere close to that. Nowhere at all.
Not even close at all. The majority are self-deporting. Today, ICE, but see, they're giving conflicting numbers. Well, this is December 20th from ICE. I guess that was December 10th. So ICE, December 20th, the latest numbers, they say ICE has deported over 622,000 illegal aliens since Trump got in office. And of course, they're the worst of the worst. But still, like you say, falling well short of any type of mass deportation program that would actually clean up the 20-30 million illegal aliens in this country. We don't even have a solid number. I guess the last J.D. Vance, the vice president, Mr. Technocracy, recently said 30 million illegal aliens. So I guess we'll go with that number, but they're constantly changing the numbers. So Trump, a great Christmas gift, and the Department of War to the troops there on active service duty, gave them a $1,776 Christmas bonus check, essentially, here now. And that was touted as a great patriotic support for the troops. But we see today it's being reported widely, and I do believe we have Ice Barbie saying it as much as well on Fox News. The federal government, Department of Homeland Security, ICE are offering illegal aliens now. It was $1,000, a free trip home, and $1,000. Now they're offering them a free trip home and $3,000. So federal government is offering illegal aliens almost twice the amount that they've given the troops for their Christmas bonus check here now, which seemed like a marketing ploy of patriotism, 1776, Simon.
Yeah, I mean, that's the classic Alex Jones ploy. But in the case of the illegal immigrants, they also get to avoid being shot at in Ukraine. So it's a double win for them.
It's looking like a better deal to be an illegal alien and get a trip home and a $3,000 holiday stipend than to be in the service, and potentially thrown into the front lines of Ukraine or Syria or freaking wherever they want to kick Iran, and they're beating the Iran war drums pretty hard.
Well, the Iran war drum is very prescient for 7 days' time when Bibi is coming to America once again. And
I thought you were going to say that's how long it will take them to develop their next nuclear weapon. 7 days.
Right? Yeah. But remember, the mayor of New York has threatened to arrest Bibi should he return to New York.
Mhm.
So he's directly challenging him on that. But it's been widely reported that the purpose of his visit is to ask Trump to join the aardvarks in attacking Iran again, because allegedly they're only days or minutes away from advancing their attack systems such that they could fire 2,000 missiles per day in an attempt to overwhelm the Iron Dome system.
I saw him saying saying that we have to act now preemptively, or else they're going to overwhelm the Iron Dome and take out all of Aardvark land, the greatest democracy, or the only democracy they claim there in West Asia. Here's the meme of the day from the Department of Homeland Security. And so now they're limited time offer until the end of the year. Take advantage of a $3,000 bonus for head home for the holidays. Self-deport now, illegal aliens. There we go. Here's Ice Barbie. Let's hear quickly from her on the Fox News about this tripling of incentives for illegal aliens to leave the country, but still yet no mass deportations as we were promised by Trump.
Well, it's home for the holidays season. So, not only are we returning those kiddos back to their families that Biden lost, we also are saying that if you voluntarily want to go home now to your country, if you're in this United States of America illegally, we will give you $3,000 through the holidays to send you home. We'll buy you a ticket, give you $3,000 to go home, and that includes people that have not been detained, maybe have interacted with us, are detained and don't have criminal charges against them. Yeah, raise your hand. We'll help you get home. We'll facilitate it, and you might get the chance to come back to this country the right way someday. If you wait until we interdict you and detain you and arrest you and have to deport you ourselves, you'll never get the chance to come back. So go on the CBP Home app and get the information, and we'll make sure you get home in time for Christmas.
Simon, hasn't this devolved now into just marketing schemes, employees, instead of actual law enforcement?
That's total bullshit, though. Let's say 100,000 people put their hand up for the $3,000. How are they going to get them out before Christmas?
Logistically, it's just not possible, huh?
Yeah, it's just total BS. And she's desperately trying to keep her job because supposedly Trump is really pissed off that the daily rate is not anywhere close to that he and Vance want.
The government, Department of Homeland Security, is directly countering the mainstream media here in America now, and this is across the federal government. They're putting out weekly reports, Simon, debunking mainstream media reports that are critical of the federal government. Department of Homeland Security is doing it. I see it across federal agencies here now. What do you make of this idea of the federal government directly debunking news stories that are critical of their actions?
I don't think that's particularly unusual, to be honest. I think the aardvark influence is becoming more and more prevalent, and that's definitely the case in Germany and in Britain as well. And now we're seeing the government in Australia groveling to the aardvarks as well after that Bondi Beach attack. And so this is part of the amendment to the Smith-Mundt Act, which legalized propaganda against the American population. So you got what you voted for.
Obama, our first half-white president, exactly what we always wanted.
Yeah, first non-American president.
He's from Kenya, Hawaii, Simon. Okay, here's Fox News tells us Department of Homeland Security packages latest ICE arrest as Christmas gift to Americans. It's just, how is this a Christmas gift to us for them to do their job and enforce immigration law?
If you go back to the previous headline, though,
yeah,
it says they shuttered due to low attendance for schools in Ohio. But when you look at
this one, yeah.
Yeah, but when you look at some of the schools that they're seeing in Austria and in Germany, I saw some data on Germany for one particular state there. I can't remember which one. And there was something like 84 schools that didn't have a single German speaker in first grade. Not one.
And where are all these migrants or illegal aliens, whatever the hell they are, asylum seekers? Is the large majority in Germany coming from Syria?
Well, they're definitely coming from the Middle East, but some of them are Turks, some of them are Syrians. But yeah, that's a real problem when you've got like a whole cohort of elementary school students and they're all foreigners. I
And then
mean,
the
what the hell?
problem, yeah, what the hell? And they don't properly assimilate into Western civilization or culture, and they build out their
Well,
own little
it's not
communities.
only that they don't assimilate, but they were seeing in some countries, such as Britain and Germany, that the second generation immigrants, the actual children of parents who moved either as refugees or legal migrants to these countries, the children are more religiously radicalized than the refugee parents. And then you can't deport the children because they were born there, and those countries, many of them still have birthright citizenship.
Wow, yeah, it's a disaster. And then, as you reported, almost 2 years ago here now, we know who the culprits are. The main Amy Pope, right, at UN Immigration, amongst and Mayorkas, amongst others,
Yeah.
and
The
and so
IOM, yeah, Amy Pope, who was specifically put there by Anthony Blinken in order to facilitate this.
And so we know who the main perpetrators behind all this are, and NGOs, aardvark nonprofits, and NGOs and Catholic here in America specifically were integral in helping these illegals get wherever they were supposed to go in the human trafficking process. And no one, Simon, that I've seen has gotten in trouble for any of this.
No, I mean, they impeached Mayorkas at the second attempt in the House of Representatives. He never went to trial in the US Senate, and he's never been held to account since. It's absolutely outrageous.
And any of his underlings, but we hear that Ice Barbie tells us, I forget even the number, hundreds of thousands of missing children that cross the border, unaccompanied minors, and somehow no one gets in trouble. The illegals trafficking maybe get in trouble, but no one that actually helped facilitate it in a position of authority and power has ever been held accountable. And they couldn't have done it without the government helping them, looking the other way, and actually helping them to smuggle people across the border here. And still no one gets in trouble. It's quite a sight. But we blame the illegal aliens about it. It's quite amazing what they've done here over the weekend, Simon. And by the way, happy summer or winter solstice here now. We missed the shortest day of the year yesterday on Sunday. So happy winter solstice to you, Simon.
Well, we missed it because it was so short.
Yeah, we missed it because it was Sunday. We didn't broadcast. Also over the weekend, what we missed was U.S. Space Force celebrating its 6th birthday. But then you look into this, and this is a whole fake thing.
Was it 6.66?
Probably because they had Space Force established before Trump reestablished as some great accomplishment. And so they're celebrating Space Force 6th anniversary on Sunday. Here's a meme from the White House. They have no problem violating copyright or anything, but God forbid anybody else does. A Christmas Story, How America is Back. There with J.D. Vance and Trump. Very patriotic indeed. And somebody put this one up. This is not official, but this is more like it, I would say. Okay, continuing here. NORAD is tracking Santa Claus, Simon. We've been reporting on this, but they seem to have lost track of those planes on 9/11, but they have no problem tracking Santa Claus As
Do they have a radar lock on him?
that's what they say. Okay, we've been covering the Advent calendar. I think we covered it one day with you last week, Simon, and we're still on now the 22nd of December. Here's the Advent calendar from merrychristmas.gov, America by Design, National Design Studio. And today, on the 22nd, we're celebrating the Hoover Dam engineering and design in 1935. It is quite a feat of engineering, I would say. If you've never been to the Hoover Dam, I have been there one time, and it is quite a sight to see. And they just go over here the design of it. Conceived during the New Deal as both infrastructure and symbol, Hoover Dam embodies a holistic federal design approach in which engineering, architecture, art, and landscape were treated as a simple unified project. Its sweeping concrete forms, carefully portioned intake towers, and crafted public spaces transform a massive hydroelectric structure into a landmark of American modernity and civil ambition. Simon, have you ever been to the Hoover Dam?
I have.
What do you think of it?
I was impressed at how many bodies they managed to drop in the concrete.
Imagine that, the left out story of who is all buried there in the concrete of the Hoover Dam. Yeah, so we're celebrating the Hoover Dam. There it is. Quite an engineering feat in Hoover Dam engineering and design, 1935. All right. Where are we at here? Where are we at? Oh, I thought we were going to a little bit over lo-fi MAGA victories, time to relax. The White House yesterday streamed for 8 hours straight this. I'm just going to show it to you briefly. And the lo-fi. It just has some, and allegedly these are all Trump's accomplishments, and they streamed it for what, 8 hours here now. So 8 hours.
This was after his disastrous 18-minute speech that started 9 minutes late, where he read out a list of accomplishments, missing out lots of keywords in his appalling recitation of the teleprompter feed.
What do you make of that speech? I saw analysts saying that maybe something, he was going to announce an attack on Venezuela, and then something happened.
Well, that's what Tucker Carlson said. He was going to announce, literally declare war on Venezuela, even though that's not his prerogative to do so. And it instead was literally just reading a giant list of a teleprompter feed.
Just like this. This is the White House. What do they call it? They call it the Christmas Lo-Fi 2025 MAGA victories. And allegedly, we had so many victories through MAGA, it lasted 8 hours reading this.
Well, it's worth remembering that when the Soviet Union collapsed, and they were just deciding internally how to announce the dissolution, but they played Swan Lake on Russian state TV non-stop. The Swan Lake, the ballet, for 24 hours.
Yeah, maybe.
So I did wonder whether or not at the end of that White House broadcast they were going to announce the dissolution of the United States.
Maybe they should. On this anniversary of the revolution there in Romania against communist dictator Ceausescu.
There's actually some great video footage of him fleeing by helicopter, which is just like Ferdinand Marcos did. And many people don't know this, but just like Emmanuel Macron was about to do during the Yellow Vest protest, when he thought the presidential palace was going to be overrun by the protesters, there was actually a military helicopter in the rear garden with the engines running and the blades turning, ready to evacuate him at like a minute's notice. But funny enough, with Ceausescu, he fled, but then he got recaptured, and they just machine gunned him and his wife against a wall. And there's video both of the fleeing and the execution. So there's some hope for the Republic yet.
Cautionary tale to tyrants. Is this snow or fentanyl falling in this White House video, Simon? What do you think? Snow? Okay.
But it could be chemtrails.
It could be fallout. It could be the whatever the hell, heavy metals and whatever the hell.
But either way, it's getting us used to the radioactive fallout, which will inevitably follow, right?
Geez, did you see that crazy report about radioactive fog in California? And they're saying steer clear of it. I believe Dane Wigington was reporting on that.
Well, how precisely do you avoid the fog?
You don't go out in it, I guess. I don't know how you, but we've always had heavy fog here in the Central Valley during the winter months.
It's just like don't eat the yellow snow, right?
Yeah, it should be common sense, but it's not so common anymore. So yeah, that went on 8 hours reading the MAGA accomplishments. What do we got? 10 minutes in this section left. Well, let's move on to the escalation where they've killed like over 90 alleged international narco drug traffickers in these boats. And now we've moved on to seizing Venezuelan oil tankers, linking.
Well, this is the point. They're not actually Venezuelan oil tankers. They're ships both owned and flagged by other countries that are simply purchasing Venezuelan oil. And so we're really pushing the limits of international
law. Isn't it an
law.
excuse because they're violating U.S. sanctions that gives us the right to go ahead and seize?
But no, because you you don't get to announce the sanctions because your name happens to be Blackbeard, right? I mean, it is actually piracy.
But that's the excuse they're using, right? These are illegal oil shipments because they're violating U.S. sanctions, and so thereby.
No, the third one, neither the ship nor the importing company in China were under sanctions. It was just a blatant theft.
Blatant piracy at on the high seas, keeping us safe from fentanyl. And they've never even claimed to have found any drugs on any of these oil tankers. It's just outright oil theft.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Report out of AP earlier today, Russia has begun evacuating the families of its diplomats from Venezuela. So maybe Russia thinks an attack is imminent as it appears. What do we think here now, Simon, on this Monday, December 22nd? Are we going to see a direct attack on mainland Venezuela by the United States? What do you think?
The question is, has Trump asked CIA Santa for regime change for Christmas?
I'm sure he has. I'm sure he has. Yeah, so Moscow's kind of concerned about their people there. They're calling it the Dark Fleet. U.S. Coast Guard pursues third Dark Fleet oil tanker as Trump targets Venezuela sanctions evasion.
Yeah, but so there is a Dark Fleet, which is Russian vessels which are trading in oil, and many of those vessels are subject to British, EU, and US sanctions. But certainly the last vessel was not sanctioned. So that doesn't really seem to make any difference whatsoever.
They didn't even have a fake cover story for that one, right?
Yeah.
Damn. Damn. Oh, man.
And the Chinese government has put out a strong statement condemning it. But the question is, are they going to send any ships to protect their vessels, just like America did during the tanker wars in the late 80s, right? When the Iraqis and the Iranians started shooting the shit out of each other's oil tankers.
On Friday, I believe, or late last week, I was seeing reports, Simon, that Maduro was intentionally provocateuring the blockade that Trump had put in place by escorting oil tankers with Venezuelan Navy military ships Did you see any of that?
So he didn't contract that out to the Swiss Navy?
No. And so they were trying to say that this was a provocative move by Maduro to try to get the U.S.
Get around the illegal blockade with no
to,
UN sanction whatsoever. Yeah.
Well, they were saying they're trying to get the what was a challenge to the blockade, saying, "Will you, stop these ships from going through, or will you block them?" And so I saw those reports. Okay, so we're just still waiting here.
So maybe he was following the U.S. War of Independence example against the British, right?
Maybe. Trump administration removes dozens of career diplomats from overseas posts, according to a CNN report. The State Department is reeling in their diplomatic corps. At least 24 senior diplomats have received notice that they must leave their roles next month. And so, what do you make of this? If anything, is it just a recycling?
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, along with U.S. attorneys, it is usual for all ambassadors to be replaced in a new administration. Trump is massively behind in hiring people, as usual, as per his first administration. So I'm not particularly shocked by this. And just the question is whether or not he leaves the post vacant, or if he does actually have replacements lined up.
A senior State Department official said an ambassador is a personal representative of the president, and it is the president's right to ensure that he has individuals in these countries who advance the America First agenda. Exactly what you just said there, Simon, not firing those not on board with Trump's agenda. All right.
And bear in mind that the big change is that they're no longer supposed to be pursuing the abortion, transgender, and DEI and all that other type of stuff that USAID has been funding all over the world. So there are quite a few individuals who have been placed there either during the Obama or Biden administrations who have been, tying foreign relations to a lot of very, very dubious cultural emphases. And so their replacement is probably long overdue.
Yeah, there are a bunch of them gung-ho for the, quote, woke agenda.
Absolutely correct.
All right, with that, let's take this second musical interlude. C for Conscription, Pete Seeger. Which side are you on from that album? And we'll be back with the last half hour of Weaponized News for you.
Well, it's C for conscription, and it's C for Capitol Hill. Well, it's C for conscription, and it's C for Capitol Hill. And it's C for the Congress that passed that goddamn bill. I'd rather be at home, even sleeping in a holler log. I'd rather be here home, even sleeping in a holler log, than go to the army, be treated like a dirty dog.
All right, we're back for the last half hour here of Weaponized News with Simon. I want to go to the chat quickly, and I see we have Karen, Ruckus over there on the Rumble not our normal time, special time with Simon. There, Carrie says she missed the announcement. I think we have Simon on for 5 or 6 more Mondays, hopefully here now. But Carrie said that the government is now trying to go after her to recoup. She said, well, let's just put it on the screen here. I believe this. I have to appeal overpayment of $2,000 to my SSI during the BAT lockdowns. And so as they just say, oh yeah, here's 3,000 for illegals, they're going after Americans on Social Security and trying to recoup overpayments. And who even knows if even that's true. But once you get in that loop, the government comes after you and will get their money back one way or another. Simon.
Well, I appreciate Carrie's contributions, but I should point out that if she's on Social Security now, she is officially one of the useless eaters. Right?
Yee, that's how they see you. Very sad. And she also said, I don't understand why X is government communication.
Well, X hosts government communications. But funnily enough, we're now seeing a massive push, certainly in Britain and elsewhere in the European Union, to restrict free speech. And that is the calls for Trump administration to cancel the trade deal with Britain and also a lot of the technology transfers as well. So, they when it excludes the aardvark issue, the American administration is really the First Amendment rights. But when you touch upon the aardvarks, then the whole paradigm completely changes.
Year in review and all the great accomplishments from our State Department. Trump has bombed what now? Iraq, Syria, Iran, Somalia, Yemen. Did we bomb anybody else that I missed? I don't know this year, but here's the State Department that says this is the State Department's accomplishments. Diplomatic wins, halting mass illegal migration, arresting terrorists and narco traffickers, securing peace around the world. This is literally laughable right here. Diplomatic security support in Washington, D.C. and Memphis, Tennessee, which is essentially martial law in those areas. Troops on the streets, applying deterrence tools to dismantle cartels, getting Europe to pay more for defense, cutting wasteful spending and preventing fraud and abuse, America First foreign assistance, successful reorganization of the State Department, renaming Donald J. Trump United States Institute of Peace. What do you make of these great accomplishments by our State Department per little Marco Rubio?
Yeah, no mention of the genocide there, right?
No, they're not really looking for praise for that yet, but I'm sure in the near future they will.
Yeah, we're waiting for Lindsey Graham to come home after his 15-minute telemarathon of praising Netanyahu and various aspects and achievements of his government. So
they literally say here, number 3, Simon, securing peace around the world. This is not true.
Yeah. It's just massive projection, isn't it?
Man.
But one really does wonder, though, as the kind of youngest generation are massively turning against the aardvarks, how long they really believe they can keep this BS up. But I see Ben Shapiro's been interviewing quite a few big cheeses recently, just really laying it on thick, and there's all the controversy with Turning Point USA still ongoing, kind of increased pushback against Candace Owens. So, and Alex Jones today wearing a camouflage uniform in his studio. The first time I've ever seen him do that, but really pushing back against Netanyahu trying to drag America into yet another Middle Eastern war. So I don't know. Bibi claims that he's fighting the 8th front in the psychological warfare against the American population to keep on giving them endless money and political support. But I really don't think the public is buying it anymore, to be honest.
You're gonna just say you're antiseptic and a bad person and a bigot because you're against all this genocide. Essentially, I mean, the cat's out of the bag, the aardvark's out of the bag, and they are not going to be able to put it back in here now. Okay, on to Russia, Ukraine. Russia Deputy Foreign Minister offers to confirm in a legal agreement that Russia has no intention of attacking the EU or any NATO military alliance. What do we make of this? Do they even care? They don't even care, right? Because they're just going to continue the propaganda of we have to defend against Russia. And put this in perspective for before the Ukraine unprovoked invasion. Simon Forrest, please.
Entirely unprovoked, you mean? We are seeing quite a lot of continued anti-Russian propaganda coming out of the likes of Rutte and Kaya Kallas and Ursula von der Leyen. So yeah, it's a steady pushback against any of the Trump administration peace proposals. There were meetings in Miami over the weekend and a quite positive joint statement put out by Kirill Dmitry, or rather Dmitry Kirill and Steve Witkoff. But, you know, given that Kushner is heavily involved in this, and he appears to have his eye focused on some $112 billion Project Sunrise Gaza deal, it really makes you wonder how focused he really is on stopping the massacres going on in Ukraine, right?
It does. Well, yeah. I guess they have interest in rebuilding Ukraine. Is where he comes in as a real estate developer guy.
Well, at the moment, that seems to have been delegated to BlackRock as opposed to Trump and his associates. But who knows? Maybe they're going to do a kind of like, you know, subcontracting deal any moment now.
Feels like they're all working together. Car bomb kills Russian general in Moscow. A car bomb killed a Russian general today, the third such killing of a senior Russian military official in just over a year. Is this an escalation, assassination?
Well, I'm not sure it's an escalation. It's clearly an assassination. But, you know, in this case, he does appear to be a legitimate target. I mean, you know, this high-ranking general. But these guys just seem to have shit security. Really surprising, to be honest.
Yeah, you would think they would know that they're hot and potential targets of Ukraine, U.S., and NATO, and be watching their back. But yeah, like where's their security suite? You know, checking cars for bombs, which has already happened 2 times before this one. You would think, hey, they're blowing guys up all over the place. Maybe we should check our car before we jump in it and it blows up. But it goes on here now. And who even knows? Maybe Russia did it to their own guy. Who even knows at this point? But these are the reports we're getting. What do we make of a heavy now, or heavier than's been U.S. military presence there in Syria, as there's this some type of militia fighting against the government army of Syria? Some, like, I don't know, not really civil war, but still dust-ups.
Well, no, I mean, you still do have a great deal of friction, both in the south of the country and also in the northeast. And you know, Jelani is not in control of the entire country by any means whatsoever. So
that seems apparent. And now, okay, on to.
I mean, we had all those strikes on Syrian targets because the 2 National Guardsmen from America and a contractor were killed there. So they blow up a whole load of supposedly ISIS targets in Syria again, right?
Yeah, like 70 strikes on Syria, ISIS, they tell us. ISIS-K.
now they'll be trying to drop the latest U.S. Navy battleship, supposedly of the Trump class, into into Syria, so that we can shell them with 16-inch howitzers, right?
Yeah, what's up with that? The latest report on so Trump's legacy, one way or another, his name's on everything here now with all these government websites, on buildings, building the ballroom, now new Trump Navy ship being launched.
Trump class.
Trump class.
So it's not going to be one ship, it's going to be several ships. So it'll be like Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Erica Trump, Vanessa Trump, each of the ships will be named after the Trumps. And they'll probably be painted bright gold as well.
Here is an image. It may be bright gold. We can only hope. Here's an image of this ridiculousness. Trump class. You can see lasers, maybe no direct energy weapons here now. With who knows how much this is going to cost? A whole lot. But we can look forward to the new Trump class fleet of battleships. It's exciting, Simon. The Golden Fleet, they're calling it.
Yeah. It will probably cost more than a kilo of gold or 1,000 kilos of gold, and sink even faster than a kilo of gold.
Man. So the genocide continues in Gaza, according to Gaza Ministry of Health. Over the past 2 days, 48 hours, 12 dead Palestinians, 4 recent and 8 recovered from the rubble, and 7 more injured, as they continue to say there's a ceasefire and tell us they're looking to move to stage 2 of the ceasefire. I haven't even seen stage 1 of the ceasefire, or phase 1, implemented. Simon, what do you think? Are we ready for phase 2?
We're supposed to be entering phase 2, but even the aardvarks are admitting there's like zero chance of them agreeing that whatsoever.
On to this, we touched on it briefly, and then again on Friday when it first was reported by the Wall Street Journal. What do you make of this Project Sunrise plan, the high-tech smart city metropolis planned for Gaza?
Well, this is all dependent upon Hamas being disarmed and an international peacekeeping force going in. The Turks are willing to participate in that, but the Israelis don't want them involved. The Palestinian Authority is in complete meltdown, and so there really doesn't seem any realistic prospect of that happening anytime soon.
Yeah, well, we can only hope. They want to, as we reported, build this 15-minute smart city, essentially a prison. They're already in a prison. I guess they'll have faster Wi-Fi.
But more to the point, it's the amount that the US taxpayers apparently are on the hook for this proposed deal as well.
Wall Street Journal reported $60 billion in grants and guarantees on the debt. And that was the estimated cost. And of course, we know it would cost way more than this, but the initial cost, $112.1 billion over 10 years. And I did see the State Department denying these claims that U.S. taxpayers would be on the hook for the $60 billion, a little less than half, for this proposal by Kushner and Witkoff. Okay, continuing here. What do we make? What's going to happen in the wake of the Bondi Beach shootings there in Australia? A whole lot more tyranny, it feels like, Simon?
Absolutely. So the Prime Minister has apologised, and more videos have come out of these guys supposedly training for the event in the outback. But as usual, it's the liberals saying that they've got to do gun buybacks because it does appear that these guys were legally armed, and they were also in foreign locations training prior to the attack, and the intelligence services seem to be aware of that. But they weren't kind of interdicted upon their return to Australia. So the more one scrutinizes that event, it does appear that not only was there a very poor police response, but that there was some degree of prior knowledge, and the Australian intelligence services massively dropped the ball once again.
Same story as always, right? They got the all-seeing eye on everybody, cameras up everybody's rear end, but somehow, some way, these terrorists are able to go and train, have firearms, and somehow, some way, they're allowed to carry out their attack, almost like either they're working directly or patsies for, or just allowed to, however you want to see it. Constant, never-ending intelligence failures when they want an attack to happen. It happens. If they don't want it to happen, they stop it. And so same with October 7th and all these other attacks, it seems, when you look at it, they know damn well that is the intelligence agencies, what is going on here. And they're using these attacks for their political advantage to take away our rights.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, Sam, well said.
Here is a classic. Well, Lindsey Graham, like you mentioned earlier, is over there saying we got to give basically unlimited funding and support to Aardvarkland for their genocide, or we're bad and Iran is going to get us. The same routine, right? But how the hell is this guy continually elected in South Carolina? I guess it's rigged elections, or South Carolina loves genocide. I don't know.
Now Trump is supporting him, right?
Yeah, he's fully endorsed by Trump.
Yep. So the craziness continues.
Here's the classic meme. This is a screenshot, of course, of the announcement of Bibby and old Lindsey Graham there in the closet. Lindsey Graham, that we must continue to fund Israel. It's imperative. And then on to this traitor.
Well, don't forget, even if we don't fund them, and they have to issue bonds to fund their own genocide, American government is guaranteeing those bonds, and Florida taxpayers are buying those bonds for the DeSantis and the state government of Florida. So we're guaranteeing the bonds when we don't actually give them the money outright, and then we buy the bonds ourselves.
There's no way out of it. And isn't it illegal too in Florida to boycott?
Yes, it's illegal to do the BDS, boycott, divestment, and sanctions.
And so you got to buy their bonds, or at least prop them up. Man. Yeah. Oh man. Here's Aardvarkland U.S. Ambassador Mike Huckabee. He should just move there and
he's gone native. It's just ridiculous,
right? He's gone native because he supports them clearly way more than the United States ever has, and just continues to lie and make
So this is the new version of Dances with Wolves. It's Dances with Aardvarks.
There you go. Because this guy, Christian Zionist, Mr. Mike Huckabee, former governor of the state of Arkansas, and now his daughter is governor of Arkansas, incestuous bloodline there. But he says $3.8 billion in the great scheme of things may seem like a whole lot of money, but and they always lie about how much money we're giving them too. But in terms of the federal budget, it's not that much, and so it's a great price to pay for the intelligence we get back from Aardvarkland to keep everybody
Please.
safe.
It's not a price, Sam. It's a privilege.
It's a privilege. We should be praising that they even give us the opportunity, and they're not attacking us right now. He says social media is a sewer, and a lot of people are eating right out of that sewer. He says somehow Aardvarkland is the bad guy. They still act like they can't understand.
Yeah, but don't forget the Mutant Ninja Turtles came from the radioactive sewer.
Oh man, these guys are just too. They're just too much, Simon. It's Well, Lindsey Graham over there, quote from, he says, "We need to replenish your air defense capabilities." In an interview with I-24, we cannot allow Iran to get back into ballistic missile production business that can overwhelm the Iron Dome, as you mentioned earlier. What do you think? Is this real war propaganda?
That is mission creep right there, right? So it's not about stopping their nuclear program. Now it's stopping their conventional missile program.
Their ballistic missile program is specifically what he says, because they fear, as was demonstrated by Iran, they could overwhelm
so he's
them.
literally setting up what BB, he's the front man for BB, the kind of warm-up act for BB going and asking Trump to bomb the heck out of the Iranians again and again.
And again, and again. Well, somewhere in hell, John McCain's smiling, don't you think?
Yeah. Depending on how far the hot poker's being pushed up him.
What else did he say? He went on to say in the same interview that it's Lindsey Graham, anything that weakens Aardvark land weakens America. They are producing ballistic missiles in Iran in a very high number. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me get your take, because we did the documentary about the Russian hypersonic missile, the Orezhnik, Simon, and now I don't know if you saw it last week. Putin announced that it's ready for combat duty by the end of this year, so like right now or a week or whatever. What do we make of these Orezhniks? And they cannot be defended against, right?
Yeah. So this is a hypersonic, super high kinetic energy, non-nuclear weapon, and we had been told that it was going to be deployed in Belarusia and in the Russian Federation before the end of the year. He's confirmed that is the case, but there's no indication of how many regiments of missiles there are. So, it makes a big difference whether or not they're deploying 10 or they're deploying, 100 or 200. So a little bit of smoke and mirrors there.
And they've also announced, Simon, did you see also Putin announced they have a secret weapon?
What was the name of that one?
They didn't even say, they just say we have the most destructive secret weapon the world's ever seen, and nothing can stop it. And don't make, basically, a threat, don't make us use it, essentially is what we're saying.
Yeah.
So who even knows if they even have said weapon, but that's what the threat they're making.
They may have to be a little bit more specific about their particular wonder weapon there. But, Putin has been rolling out a lot of weapon systems. They've all been many, many years in development. I mean, he threatened to go ahead with the deployment of all these weapons in 2018. So we're 7 years on from that. And, we're waiting to see some of the other surprises. So we've got the S-550, the S-600, the anti-satellite laser, and we haven't really seen any combat use of any of those systems yet. So we're definitely waiting for the penny to drop there, but hopefully the United Nations, which has published their third edition of their recommendations for national cybersecurity, will save us all, right?
Yeah, you did. Man, they're cranking up the AI, the technocracy here. Now, here is that. We're not going to have time today to go over it, but for everybody, you go to X and find it, or go to, what is it, ncsguide.org, or go to Weaponized
Yeah, but
News.
if you just tell them that the Twitter handle for what is it, XUNIDIR or something.
Yeah, you can find it right here at UNICRI, and you can go read up about the guide to developing a national cybersecurity strategy from the United Nations.
Assisted by 37 NGOs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Simon, we've got 5 minutes left. Anything else that we missed? What do you think in the last 5 minutes?
Well, I should take this opportunity to point out that our T-shirts are actually intended to be fundraisers in order that we can pay for another year of Restream, even though it let us down rather badly in the first half hour of the show, and also pay for X Premium, such that you can post unlimited length articles, which I know you do from time to time. But the T-shirts themselves are very entertaining. Some of them are quite culturally significant with the excellent engravings by Gustave Doré. And otherwise, there are some funny aardvark ones. So I would ask people if they want to give us a Merry Christmas, they could shell out $30 for a good high quality cotton T-shirt with some very, very good prints on them. And that will help us have a happy new year.
Indeed, Simon. Thank you very much for that plug. And yeah, go to weaponizednews.com shop. We have a bunch of shirts over there, as Simon mentioned, these custom designs of great works of art. We have camouflage hats. There's hats, the classic black T-shirt, and go over there and check it out. And we appreciate all these subscribers, support, the donations. The description below this video, the first link is to the Weaponized News store. We take donations. You can just give us a donation if you don't want to patron our store. Bitcoin wallet address there as well. So thank you everybody for your or subscribe. Hey, over there on Substack, probably the best way. Subscribe, as we're reporting here 5 days a week, independently, and giving our analysis and not following any of these mainstream narratives that lead you down rabbit holes to nowhere.
But Sam, I will happily confirm that I will be back with you in 7 days' time for the last Monday of December. Then there are indeed, as you pointed out, 5 Mondays in January. Hopefully I'll be with you for all of those. And just point out that our final song in the conscription theme of the show today is a little ballad entitled The Valiant Conscript. And this one actually, although the author is undetermined, originates in the US Civil War. That's the first one as opposed to the next one.
All right, with that, Simon, Merry Christmas to you, and we'll see you on the other side of Christmas next Monday on December 9th or 29th on the same time, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern time in America. And with that, we're going to play out. As always, everybody, do your own research, peace, love, and freedom. Speak out and take action. Have a great rest of your Monday evening. We'll see you back here tomorrow on Tuesday at a regular time, 5 Pacific, for more Weaponized News. Here is, again, the vigilant, the valiant conscript American Civil War song classic from Tennessee Ernie Ford. And tune in tomorrow for more Weaponized News.
How are you, boys? I'm just from camp and feel as brave as Caesar. The sound of bugle, drum, and fife has raised my Ebenezer. I'm full of fight, odd shots, and shell. I'll leap into the saddle. And when the Yankees see me come, Lord, how they will skedaddle. Hold your head up, Shanghai Shanks. Don't shake your knees and blink. So it's no time to dodge the act. Brave comrades, don't you think so? I was a plowboy in the field, a gawky, lazy doger, when came the conscript officer and took me for a soldier. He put a musket in my hand and showed me how to fire it. I marched and counter-marched all day, Lord, how I did admire it. Hold your head up, Shanghai Shanks, don't shake your knees and blink. So it's no time to dodge the act, brave comrades, don't you think so? With corn and hog fat for my food, a diggin' garden grillin', I got as thin as twice skim milk and scarcely worth a killin'. And now I'm used to homely fair, my skin is tough as leather. I do guard duty cheerfully in every kind of weather. 'Tis true I have not seen a fight, nor have I smelt gunpowder, but then the way I'll pepper them will be a sin to chowder. A sergeant's stripes I now will sport, perhaps be color bearer, and then a captain, good for me, I'll be a regular terror. I'll then begin to wear the stars and then the wreaths of glory, until the army I command and poets sing my story. Our Congress will pass votes of thanks to him who rose from zero. The people in a mass will shout, hurrah! Behold the hero. Hold your head up, Shanghai Shanks, don't shake your knees and blink. So it's no time to dodge the act, brave comrades, don't you think so? What's that? What's that? Oh dear, a boiler burst, a gas pipe has exploded. Maybe the Yankees are hard by with muskets ready loaded. Oh gallant soldiers, beat them back, I'll join you in the frolic. But I've a chill from head to foot and symptoms of the colic. Hold your head up, Shanghai Shanks, don't shake your knees and blink. So it's no time to dodge the act, brave comrades, don't you think so? It's no time to dodge